Allen Panthers, it's Miss Anderson again. We are going to do some problem solving together, okay? We're going to look at some word problems and we're going to work on a specific strategy. So let's look at your learning goal first, okay? It says, I can solve subtraction problems with the result unknown. Now, just a minute ago, I showed you what a problem looks like when it has the result unknown, all right? But this time, we're going to apply that to a word problem. So I want you to listen carefully, all right? What if I said 19 kids were on their Chromebooks, 11 kids logged off, how many kids are still on their Chromebook? So let's take that word problem and put it into a number sentence, okay? So I'm going to say that one more time, and you might want to get your journals and your pencils ready, okay? So pause the video if you don't have that stuff and go grab it real fast. I'll say that again. 19 kids were on their Chromebooks. 11 kids logged off. How many kids are still on their Chromebooks? So let's write that as a number sentence. So we have 19 kids on their Chromebook, 11 logged off. That means they left. They're not on the Chromebooks anymore. Now I want to know how many kids are still on their Chromebooks. So that looks like this. 19 minus 11 equals 5. Did you write that correctly? If you did, give yourself a little flea clap. All right, so now we can use that strategy that I showed you in number talk earlier with the tens and the ones. So if I have 110 and I'm taking away a 10, I don't have any 10s left, do I? And let's do the same thing with the ones. If I have 9 ones and I take away 1 1, I am left with 8 ones. So we put our 10s and our ones back together to get that final answer. So 0 plus 8 is just 8. So if I have 19 kids on the Chromebooks, 11 log off, I have 8 kids still working on their Chromebooks. Did you get it? Good job. Let's do another one. So this time, 26 kids are on their Chromebooks, 15 log off. How many kids are left working on their Chromebooks? Let's write our number sentence. So we have 26 kids on the Chromebooks, 15 log off. That means they are leaving. They're not working on their Chromebooks anymore. And I want to know how many kids are still on their Chromebooks. All right, boys and girls, let's do that same strategy. Now, there are lots of different strategies that you can use, but this is the one I want us to try to work with today, okay? So let's look at the tens first. So I have 2 10s, and I'm going to take away 1 10. That leaves me with 1 10, or just 10. If I have 6 ones, and I take 5 ones away, well, what is 6 minus 5? Very good, it's 1. How many of you knew that from reflex? Good job. It's 1 1. So again, I have to put my 10s and my 1s back together. So what is 10 plus 1? Good, it's 11. So 26 take away 15 is 11. Now, let's try one that's a little bit trickier, okay? What if I said 34 students were on their Chromebooks? Not 34, I'm sorry, 32. 32 students were on their Chromebooks and 14 students logged off. Now, this is going to look familiar to you. I'm sure you've seen this in your classroom before. So 32 kids are on their Chromebooks, 14 log off. How many kids are on their Chromebooks now? So let's do that one with the same strategy that we've been working with, okay? So if I look at my 10s, I have 3 10s, and I'm going to take away 1 10, and that leaves me with 2 10s. Now remember, 2 10s is 20, so I'm going to write 20. But look what happens when I try to do that with my 1. Can I do 2, take away 4? I can if I know about negative numbers, but like we said in our number talk for today, some of you don't know that strategy. So what we do know is that we can break a 10 down. Remember that? So I've got two tens over here. I can break one of those tens apart. If I take one of those tens and I break it into 10 ones, I'll only be left with 110 or 10. Can you guys see that? There we go. All right. So that other 10, the 10 that I broke down is going to come over here with this 2. So if I add 10 ones with 2 ones, I'm going to get 12 ones. So this now becomes 12 ones, and we're going to take away 4 ones, okay? So let's just count back. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So that leaves us with 8 ones. So I have 110 and 8 ones, and that makes 18. So the answer is 18. 32 take away 14 is 18. Now something I forgot to do in the other two, I forgot to write my label. Remember, we're talking about kids today. Don't forget to do that on yours. Mrs. Anderson forgot earlier. So make sure you put your answer, your label, and your thinking. Okay? This part right here, our thinking, is just as important as the answer. And we also want to remember and put that label. I'm sorry that I forgot that on the other two that we did. Don't forget that on yours. Now, let's do another one, okay? This time, what if I said there were 33 kids on their Chromebooks and 17 logged off? How many kids are still working on their Chromebooks? Okay, what does that look like when we set up the equation or the numbers in it? Well, it looks like this. 33 kids on their Chromebooks, 17 log off, and now we want to know how many are still working on their Chromebooks. Let's do the same strategy that we've been working with today. Let's look at our tens first. If I have 3 tens and I take away 1 10, that leaves me with 2 tens or 20. Now let's look at the ones. Uh-oh. We've got 3 ones and we want to take away 7. We don't have enough ones there to take away. So we're going to take one of these 10s that we have left and we're going to break it down. Okay? So if I take one of those 10s and I break it down, I'm only left with 110 or 10. That 10 that I broke apart is now 10 ones. I'm going to put that those 10 ones with those 3 ones to make 13 ones. So now I have 13, take away 7, okay? And that makes 6. Did you know that from reflex? If you did, give yourself a flea flap. All right, so I have 10 ones, and I'm going to add those 6 ones that I have left, and that makes 16. 16 what? Kids, good. Don't forget that label, like Mrs. Anderson did earlier. So 33 take away 17 equals 16. Did you get that correct? Awesome. All right. So boys and girls, in just a little bit, you're going to have an activity on Seesaw where you have your own word problem, okay? Mrs. Anderson will read it to you, so listen to the word problem and you're going to solve it. Now here's the deal though. You're going to have 4 number choices, 4 sets, 4 number sets, just like this. You can pick one and solve your problem, or you can choose to do 2 different number sets. It's up to you. But what I want you to remember to do is to show your thinking. Don't forget your label. And then you're going to get to use the microphone and explain what you did just like we explained together today, okay? So good luck. I know you're going to do great. I can't wait to see which number sets you choose and your thinking. Great job today, boys and girls. I'll see you soon.